Good afternoon, everybody. This is Eric Holloway with the National Weather Service for November 29th, 2021, Alaska weather. We do have a couple of options for you to further refine your weather search. A 1-800 number through a phone menu system and weather.gov/Alaska on the web. And lastly, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at the email list at the bottom of the page. So we do have some advisories to talk about. We have some winter chill advisories out, stretching out from Norton Sound region, and that extends up basically through the Yukon Basin. This wind chill advisory is going to be in effect from 6 p.m. this evening until noon on Tuesday. And it's not showing up on this map, but there's some advisories out for the Galena zone as well as some of the Grayling zone. And again, that's out until basically Tuesday at noon. And we also have winter weather advisory out down through Bristol Bay region and portions of the Alaska Peninsula. And that's for snow, and that remains in effect until 6 a.m. Tuesday. And lastly, we do have some winter chill advisories also out for the northwest coast, and that's again from 6 p.m. this evening until 3 p.m. on Tuesday. There is also an advisory out for portions of the eastern Kenai Peninsula and Prince William Sound, and that's again for snowfall, and that's from 9 a.m. Tuesday until 9 a.m. Tuesday. And there's also a watch out for winter storm watch for the Thompson Valley area, and that's going to be upgraded to a blizzard warning. Also, we're going to have some winter weather advisories out until 4 a.m. on Tuesday for portions of the Panhandle. So please check the latest listing for these watch warnings and advisories for the latest updates. Checking out the satellite image, you can see the low pulling into the Gulf of Alaska with snow showers spreading out through much of the southern mainland and down through the southwest. Some rain showers were noted at the lower elevations of just off the coast there in Panhandle up into the northern Gulf and down through portions of the southern Panhandle. Otherwise, snow showers move further inland, and that snow showers extends out through the portions of the southeast interior. Otherwise, some fog up there along the Arctic coast, and some lingering snow showers down through the eastern Bering Sea. And this is what it looks like on the surface map. Today's weather, 971 millibar low there with an occluded front, cold front combo, and a triple point out there just south of the southern end of Alaska Panhandle. And again, snow showers down through the southern mainland and portions of the Panhandle. And again, 1020 millibar high along the Arctic coast, North Slope area. For tonight's weather, that low filling slightly, a 974 millibar low with a cold front searching from that low, breaking the occluded front, breaking apart and dissipating, with continued snow showers down through the southwest and along the coastal areas of the North Gulf and down through the Panhandle, with some lingering rain showers the southern end of the Panhandle and some snow showers out through portions of the eastern Bering Sea. The next occluded front and low approaching the western Aleutians there, 996 millibar low there with some mixed precipitation there, and again high pressure along the North Slope. For Tuesday's weather, that low over the Aleutians continued to move east, 995 millibar low there with mixed precipitation associated with that system, and high pressure continues along the North Slope, 1018 millibars up there with fog and freezing fog, and continuing snow showers along much of the southern mainland and stretching into the Alaska Peninsula out into the Gulf region. Around that lingering low pressure in the Gulf, 976 millibar low there, and a strengthening low 975 millibar over the Panhandle with a triple point there, and some rain and snow showers associated with that system. For Wednesday, that system out there in the Aleutians now 1014 millibars. Again, mixed precipitation associated with that system. High pressure continues along the North Slope. Snow showers across much of the interior. Low pressure in the Gulf. Seems like a broken record, but 992 millibar low there, finally filling. And a secondary low over there along the Panhandle. For low temperatures on Tuesday morning, across the southern mainland into the Panhandle. 37 in Ketchikan, 35 in Sitka, 31 in Juneau, 27 in Haines, 30 in Yakutat, Valdez 19, 8 in Anchorage, 7 in Kenai, 14 in Homer, 24 in Seward, 32 in Kodiak, minus 22 up there in McGrath. For Tuesday afternoon, 44 there in Ketchikan, 41 in Sitka, 37 in Juneau, 33 in Haines, 36 in Yakutat, 27 in Valdez, 21 in Anchorage, 20 in Talkeetna, 22 in Kenai, 28 in Homer, 32 in Seward, minus 8 in McGrath, 33 in Kodiak. Low temperatures Wednesday morning, looking at 41 at Ketchikan, 39 in Sitka, 34 in Juneau, 33 in Yakutat, 12 in Anchorage, 9 in Kenai, 15 in Homer, 9 in Talkeetna, minus 18 in McGrath, and 16 in Kodiak, minus 7 in King Salmon. For high temperatures Wednesday afternoon, 44 in Ketchikan, 42 in Sitka, 40 in Juneau, 38 in Haines, 35 in Yakutat, Valdez 25, 18 in Talkeetna, 19 in Kenai, 24 in Homer, 27 in Seward, 19 in Kodiak, minus 8 in McGrath. Low temperatures Tuesday morning across the North Slope and interior, minus 20 in Fairbanks, minus 31 in Fort Yukon, and AKwx Pass, minus 32, minus 19 in UAFTV, minus 8 in Point Hope, minus 17 in Nome, minus 26 in Galena. High temperatures Tuesday afternoon, looking at minus 7 in Fairbanks, minus 15 in Fort Yukon, minus 17 in UAFTV, minus 5 in Point Hope, minus 8 in Nome. Low temperatures Wednesday morning, looking at minus 16 in Fairbanks, minus 20 in Fort Yukon, minus 35 in AKwx Pass, minus 20 in UAFTV, minus 11 in Point Hope, minus 11 in Nome, and minus 19 in Galena. High temperatures Wednesday afternoon, looking at minus 14 in UAFTV, minus 6 in Hope, minus 9 in Fairbanks, minus 12 in Fort Yukon. Low temperatures through the southwest Tuesday morning, minus 15 in Bethel, minus 16 in Antioch, 1 in Dillingham, 15 in Cold Bay, and 33 in Shemya. High temperatures Tuesday afternoon, minus 7 in Bethel, 8 in Dillingham, 24 in Cold Bay. Low temperatures Wednesday morning, minus 16 in Bethel, 18 in Cold Bay, Shemya 32. And high temperatures Wednesday afternoon, minus 6 in Bethel, 29 in Cold Bay, and 37 in Dutch Harbor. Looking at the CPC guidance for 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, December 5th through December 9th, look like we're going to.
And now, aviation weather around Alaska.
Taking a look at the aviation forecast, starting with the flying weather for Tuesday morning, you can see some areas of IFR conditions down there in the Bristol Bay region, spreading over to Alaska Peninsula. Also some IFR conditions there in the northeast Gulf Coast and down through the Panhandle, and again that's associated with a low pressure system that will be hanging around the Gulf region, and we'll also be watching another system coming into the Aleutians here over the next couple days. For Tuesday afternoon, continued areas of IFR conditions in the same areas, Bristol Bay area and up through the Panhandle and northeast Gulf Coast, isolated area there in the eastern interior, and of course along the north slope there with some IFR conditions associated with some weak onshore flow and some foggy conditions up there. And there's the next system coming into the Aleutians with IFR conditions in the portions of the Bering Sea. For Wednesday morning, that low continues to weaken in the Gulf of Alaska, areas of IFR conditions down there, stretching out from the Panhandle into Prince William Sound, and IFR conditions there in portions of the interior out along the Alaska Range, and continued IFR conditions along the North Slope. For Wednesday afternoon, some IFR conditions again through portions of the interior out along the Alaska Range, and continued IFR conditions along the North Slope, and continued IFR conditions down there along the coastal mountains and into the northeast Gulf Coast. Otherwise marginal conditions through much of the Gulf region into Prince William Sound and out there in the Bering Sea. For past conditions on Tuesday, AKwx VFR, but look for marginal conditions out through the north entrance. And same for Adigan, VFR for the most part. Lake Clark and Merrill, marginal conditions down there in the southern Alaska Range. And Rainy Pass, looking for VFR improving to marginal. Same for Windy. And Isabel, marginal conditions there. And for Mintasta, marginal conditions out there. And same for Tanita and Portage, but look for IFR conditions in Prince William Sound. For Chilkoot and White, with that area of low pressure, continuing IFR conditions for Tuesday down in the Panhandle. Freezing levels on Tuesday morning, look for the surface freezing level to cut across from British Columbia over into the Cook Inlet, down through Alaska Peninsula into the Gulf region, and up through the eastern Aleutians and into the Bering Sea, with elevated freezing levels over there just south of the Panhandle. For icing conditions on Tuesday, between 3 and 10,000 feet. I did analyze for considerable moderate areas there in the Panhandle, spreading over into the Prince William Sound, but otherwise isolated moderate across much of the Panhandle into south central and over into the Aleutians, with between 2 and 6,000 feet out there. Jet stream on Tuesday, 180 knot jet coming across just south of the Panhandle. Otherwise, you get into the central Panhandle, 90 knots there. And again, from a westerly direction, 50 knots in northern Panhandle, 30 knots as you get into the northern Gulf. And light and variable across much of the mainland around low pressure system up there in the western Brooks Range, and another low pressure system analyzed out there in the Bering Sea, with another jet streak coming out of Russia. For 9,000 foot winds on Tuesday, low pressure analyzed there in the northern Alaska Peninsula. Otherwise, westerly flow condition continues across the Panhandle with 35 knots. You might get into around 50 to 60 in the southern end of the Panhandle, light and variable across the mainland, and northerly flow as you get down through the Bering Strait and into the eastern Bering, with 45 to 55 knots across much of the Alaska Peninsula into the Aleutians. For 3,000 foot winds on Tuesday, low pressure there in the Gulf of Alaska, continued westerly flow into the Panhandle with 45 knots near the southern end of the Panhandle. Turning light and variable across much of the mainland, with easterlies across the north slope with 40 to 50 knots there, and northerly flow down through the eastern Bering with 50 knots portions of that area, and that extends down to the Alaska Peninsula, another low pressure system out there in the Bering Sea. For turbulence on Tuesday, looking between 2 and 6,000 feet across portions of the interior, below 4,000 feet Alaska Peninsula, with areas of isolated severe, and below 6,000 feet in the Panhandle.
Ahoy, Cadets, and welcome to the Okeanos Explorer. I'm Debbie, and I'm an ocean explorer. I work for NOAA, which stands for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Together with many other people, I work on this ship, and we explore the deep sea. How do we do that? Let's go find out.
Octonauts, let's do this. Yow!
The pressure in the ocean is so great humans can't go there, so we send a special robot. Cadets, meet Deep Discoverer, our special robot for ocean exploration. And this is Chris. He works with Deep Discoverer. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Debbie.
Can you tell us about what Deep Discoverer does?
Sure. So this is Deep Discoverer, and today we're going to take Deep Discoverer up to 4 miles down to the ocean floor so you can see what Deep Discoverer sees.
how do we do that?
We do that by using these powerful cameras and powerful lights.
That's neat. And what is that?
And this is our manipulator arm, and we use this arm to take biological and geological samples that we store up front in these boxes, and so that we can bring them to the surface so scientists can analyze them.
Wow, isn't that cool, OctoCadets? Wow! Now that we know more about the special robot that explores the seafloor, let's find out more about the ship. OctoCadets, let's do this. Now let's find out what we do with D2's video. Come along. This is the control room. A lot of things about D2 happen in here. Behind me you see the pilots. They steer D2 on the seafloor. And over here we have scientists. Hi Steve and Stacy.
Hi, this is Steve and I'm Stacy and we are marine biologists.
Can you tell us about the work you do here?
We actually look at the videos collected by the robots and we try to identify organisms along with other scientists on the shore.
What are you looking at right now?
We're actually looking at a sea star.
That's so awesome, thank you. Now let's look at how we make maps of the seafloor.
Excellent, Quasi. A good map helps you to get to places you've never been.
We also have a scientist on board who makes maps of the seafloor. Hi Derek.
Hi, Debbie.
Can you tell us about your work?
Sure. My job on the ship is to make maps of the ocean floor. We do this by sending sound from the bottom of the ship. It echoes off the seafloor and comes back to the ship. And then from that, we can make maps like this. So this is what it would look like if you were able to drain the water out of the ocean and actually see what the landscape looked like down there. We use these maps to give the vehicles a place to dive, and they explore further, just like octonauts do.
Status report, Dashi.
We're right on course, Captain.
So earlier we learned that D2 picks things up from the seafloor with his manipulator arm. Let's find out what we do with those samples. This is the wet lab, and Megan spends a lot of time here. Megan, can you tell us about your work?
I am the sample data manager, so when the ROV comes up, we go out and we collect the samples from the ROV and we bring them in here. And we try to record as much information about them as possible, everything from the details about what they look like to the environment conditions where they were found. How cold was it, for example? Then we come in and we take imagery using this microscope, and we take pictures using this camera as well. And then after we get all the pictures taken and we're ready, we prepare them for shipping to other scientists and museums so more science can be done, such as the squat lobster, this cup coral as well.
And what is that?
This is a piece of coral, or several pieces of coral, that we think might actually be a new species. So we are going to send it out for a comparison to existing species to see if we discovered something new.
Wow, you have a really cool job.
Thank you.
Fascinating. I've read about this, but I've never actually seen it.
An important part of how we explore the ocean is keeping in touch with scientists and OctoCadets on shore. Let's go see how we do that. Rosemary, could you tell the OctoCadets a little about what that dish does?
Sure. My name is Lieutenant Rosemary Abbott. I'm the operations officer aboard the Okeanos Explorer, and that is our VSAT. It stands for Very Small Aperture Terminal, and inside that satellite dome is a very powerful dish antenna that allows us to communicate with shore and share video in real time. The technology is called telepresence.
Wow, that is so interesting. Thank you, Rosemary. Now I'm getting really hungry. Let's go to the kitchen and talk about food. This is the ship's kitchen, also known as the galley. And this is Michael. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Debbie.
Michael is the chief steward on this ship, and he keeps 49 people fed for 3 weeks at a time. Michael, how do you do that?
With a lot of care and with the help of 3 crew members. I have myself, the chief steward, a chief cook, and a second cook. And we just do it with a lot of love and care and make sure that everybody's happy and well fed. We use up to 150 dozen eggs per trip, up to 100 gallons of milk, a lot of veggies and fruits, a lot of snacks. Everybody's very pleased with what we usually put out. We also make sure that we do it in a loving way, in a sanitary way, in a safe way that keeps everybody from getting any tummy aches.
about to enter the ship's bridge. It's like the Octopod's headquarters.
Octonauts to the HQ.
Ahoy, Captain.
Ahoy, Debbie.
Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Octocadets, meet Eric Johnson, the commander of the ship. Eric, can you tell us about what you do up here?
Absolutely. Hello, Octocadets. My name's Eric Johnson. I'm an Corps officer, and I'm the captain of the Okeanos Explorer. Welcome to my office. This is where we drive the ship. This is where we control the operations. We run the propellers that are underneath us in the back to the wheel up here at the front, which is where we steer. It's a pretty cool job. It's very exciting, and it's pretty beautiful around here as well.
So, Octocadets, now you know a little bit about the ship and how we explore the deep sea. I hope you enjoyed our time together. I'll see you next time.
Debbie, safety first.
And now, marine weather around Alaska.
Taking a look at the marine forecast, starting with the ice edge. Continued new ice growth down through the Bering Strait and into the eastern Bering Sea, with very young ice throughout much of the region, with that cold northerly flow spilling out through the Bering Strait and down in northerly flow. We also have some ice growth in the Cook Inlet and down there near the Barren Islands, and also through much of the Bristol Bay region. For Tuesday's marine forecast for southeast, inside waters generally from a southerly direction, 15 to 20 with seas as high as 13 feet over the southern end there. Out in the Gulf area, looking at winds generally from the southwest at 25 to 35 with seas as high as 21 feet. So look for small craft to gales down there on Tuesday. For Wednesday's marine forecast, inside waters winds generally from the southerly direction 20 to 30 with seas as high as 9 feet, and the outside waters winds generally from a variable direction 25 to 40 with seas as high as 18 feet. Again, look for small craft or gale force winds out there on Wednesday. For Tuesday's marine forecast for south central, for the Gulf region, looking at winds variable direction 20 to 25 with seas as high as 17 feet. Prince William Sound winds generally from a northeasterly direction 25 with seas as high as 4 feet. And for the Cook Inlet region, winds generally from a northerly direction 10 to 25 with seas as high as 9 feet. And for Wednesday's marine forecast for the Gulf region, looking at winds generally from a variable direction at 25 to 40 with seas as high as 40. So look for small craft advisories in there on Wednesday. And for Prince William Sound, winds generally from the southeast of 15, seas as high as 3 feet. And down through the Cook Inlet region, winds generally from a northerly direction 15 to 50 with seas as high as 14 down there near the Barren Islands. So look for storm or even gale force winds there on Wednesday. For Alaska Peninsula and Kodiak Island for Tuesday, around Kodiak Island, winds generally from a westerly direction 25 to 35 with seas as high as 15. So look for small craft advisory there on Tuesday. For the south side of the Alaska Peninsula, winds generally from a northwesterly direction 35 to 40 with seas as high as 14. So again, look for small craft there. On Tuesday, for the north side of the Alaska Peninsula, winds generally from a northwesterly direction at 25 to 35 with seas as high as 15. So look for gale force winds there on Tuesday. For Wednesday, around Kodiak Island, winds generally from a westerly direction 40 to 45 with seas as high as 18. Again, look for gale force winds there. And for the south side of the Alaska Peninsula, on Wednesday, winds generally from a northwesterly direction 40 to 45 with seas as high as 18. And again, for the north side of Alaska Peninsula, winds generally from the northwest at 30-35 with seas as high as 14. For the last Aleutian chain on Tuesday, winds generally from the southerly direction, 30 to 40 with seas as high as 16 feet out there between Kiska and Shimia. And for Wednesday, Aleutian chain, winds generally from a westerly direction, 25 to 45 with seas as high as 24 feet. So look for gale or small craft advisories there on Wednesday. For Tuesday, west coast, looking at winds generally from the northerly direction across the region, 20 to 35 with seas as high as 10 feet. And for Wednesday, winds generally from the northerly direction, 10 to 25 with seas as high as 12 feet. For the Arctic coast, Beaufort Sea coast, winds generally from the northeast at 10 to 15. Chukchi Sea coast, winds generally from a northeast as well, 15 to 25 down through the Bering Strait, winds generally from a northerly direction at 25. For Wednesday's marine forecast, Beaufort Sea coast, winds generally from the north at 10 down through the Chukchi Sea coast, winds from the north at 15 to 25, and same for the Bering Strait region. For tonight's weather, look for the 974 millibar low in the Gulf, spreading some snow showers across much of the southern mainland, extending over into the Panhandle with a weakening included front in the Gulf of Alaska, a cold front associated with that low. Again, a 974 millibar low, and secondary low just outside of that, 984 millibars there, and a high pressure over the North Slope.
These forecasts are for planning purposes only. Call 1-800-WX-BRIEF for a formal pre-flight briefing. Always file a flight plan before you go flying. The U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary urges you to leave a float plan with a friend or the harbor master before you go boating.